Welcome back guys on DZ Movies. Today we explain the 6th episode of Stranger Things Season 4. Please be aware, the video contains spoilers. The episode opens at the lake house, where the police arrive and find Patrick's body in the arms of Jason, who has managed to pull him out of the water. Afterwards, Jason is questioned by the cops, who are trying to figure out if Eddie is really guilty, and if Jason saw him kill his friend. But everything Jason tells them is nonsense to the cops when he starts telling them how Eddie is a vessel of Satan, and how he controls him by killing innocent people. Despite the torture the agent guarding Mike and the rest of the gang is subjected to, he doesn't reveal information about where General Sullivan can find 11. Meanwhile, in the secret underground bunker, Dr. Brenner tries to convince 11 that her powers can be fully restored, but it's not enough just to remember things, she has to retrace them, and that's possible with his device. With Eddie still on the run and running out of resources, he steals a station from a worker, with the help of which he reconnects with Dustin. Just as Dustin and the others arrive at the lake house, where he left Eddie, they find cops and reporters investigating the new victim. Eddie quickly tells them his new location, and they quickly head over there. Arriving in Salt Lake City, Mike and the others go to Susie's address, and quickly ask for her help, telling her that they are Dustin's friends. In the middle of the frozen wasteland, Joyce and Murray offer Yuri a deal: if he takes them back to the prison where Jim was imprisoned, they will let him live. Yuri first asks them for money, but as they refuse, and he sees that they are not joking and even intend to leave him there alone, he finally agrees to help them. Back in prison, Enzo, Jim and 4 other inmates are given a generous meal and drinks at their discretion. Uninterested in the reason, they rush to eat and drink, until one of the inmates tells them that he saw exactly 6 other inmates like them getting the same treatment a short time ago, and now they are all dead. The cause being a monster they had to fight. After, Jim confesses to them that he has fought such a monster before and that they should enjoy their last meal because they have no chance of escaping with their lives. 11 continues their simulation under the cautious attention of Dr. Brenner and the other scientists there. All the while, Steve, Dustin and the rest desperately search the woods for Eddie's exact location. And as Dustin leads them astray due to his lack of map reading experience, Steve takes control and finally manages to find Eddie. In town, the sheriff holds a general meeting, where he tries to direct the community to stay in their homes where they will be safe, especially after a certain hour, until they manage to catch the one responsible, assuring them that they have the situation under control. However, his attempt to keep peace and order is dispelled by the appearance of Jason, who, after a speech against the actions of the police, urges the residents to take matters into their own hands, and points them towards Eddie and all the other children protecting him. At Susie's house, she tries to explain to Mike and the others that she would do anything to help Dustin, but she no longer has access to the computer after her father punished her for altering a note in Dustin's electronic notebook. However, there would still be a solution, but she needs help. The rest of the gang catch Eddie up on the latest news, and as they're talking, Dustin has a revelation. He was walking well on his way to Eddie through the woods, but the compass was to blame. He mentions that perhaps some electromagnetic field is nearby and points the compass needle in his direction. As Steve and the others don't understand exactly what he means, Lucas comes to their aid, explaining that the electromagnetic field is probably from a portal to the broken world. So without much thought, they all go after Dustin to find the portal so they can go after Vecna and fight the battle on his world. Meanwhile, back in Eleven's memory, she finds herself faced with a new test with her former colleagues as they take turns fighting one against the other, trying to destroy each other with the power of their minds. One by one, all her colleagues are defeated by number 2, but when he faces the last challenge, 11, she defeats him and wins the game. Yuri, Murray and Joyce finally arrive at the church where Yuri is storing his contraband, and they come up with a new plan. After Yuri reveals the secret location of the prison, Murray announces that he will take his place as a prisoner and be infiltrated with Joyce as the captured prisoner. At the prison, Enzo, Jim and the others finish their meal, and are led back to their cells, but on the way Jim provokes Enzo and the two get into a fight, until the guards intervene and stop them. Back in the cell, Enzo asks him if this pointless fight was worth it, and Jim explains that this monster they are about to fight has one weakness: fire, showing him a stolen bottle of alcohol and a lighter taken from a guard during the fight. This amuses Enzo and also amazes him again with his crazy strategies. In Salt Lake City, at Susie's house, she comes up with a plan to distract her father, so she can use his computer. She manages to access the number, cracking his IP address, and locating through a geographic scan the exact location. After finding the exact coordinates leading somewhere in Nevada, she prints them out and gives them to Mike. Steve and the others follow Dustin until they get back to the lake, at which point they realize that there may be a rift under the lake that Vecna was using to kill in their world. So Robin, Nancy, Eddie and Steve take Eddie's stolen boat and head out to investigate, leaving Max, Dustin and Lucas alone on the edge of the lake. Meanwhile, Eleven remembers how her classmates attacked her and she uncontrollably killed them all, thus finally ending this agonizing simulation and returning to normal. Steve sinks and finds the portal at the bottom of the lake, and when he returns to the surface to tell the others, he is soon pulled back by a tentacle and passed through the portal to the broken world. Nancy jumps out of the boat to his aid, and shortly Robin and Eddie follow, as the police appear on the lake shore, being distracted by Dustin and the rest who have remained on shore. In the last sequence we see Steve attacked and abducted by some winged demons, trying to free himself but to no avail. Subscribe to this channel if you want more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to turn on notification to help this channel.